feared for the power of her mind, worried about what she could find. Hi Gemini, this is a timeless reading for you. I'm using my own tarot cards, and I don't know, this reading, I have just been looking at the cards for a while before I started recording. It makes me feel so calm and yet so awake, like not a kind of tired or sleepy calm, like just being alert, awake, but also extremely grounded, slowing down immensely. I feel like you might soon also receive something that you've been waiting for a long time. It could be a literal package. Maybe you ordered something and it got stuck somewhere, or maybe you wanted something but you weren't sure if you could afford it and you finally bought it and now it's arriving. It could also just be a gift. We have the taking card here, and I'm taking it very literally. Like, I feel there is something material that you need or needed, and it is coming in, and you just have to accept it. After the taking card comes relief and flow, and there's a lot of water in these cards, and it makes me feel, even though this is a timeless reading, you know, in some parts of the world it's always summer. Even in winter, I mean, it's always warm. There's something about heat and warmth, but not a terrible kind of heat that becomes a threat. It's a comfortable kind of heat. It feels like paradise, like summer. Everything is, and it's an abundant kind of summer where nothing is, where there's no drought, there's still enough rain. It's the perfect mixture of sun and rain. We have a sun and water here. This water is so abundant it even spilled over. There is literally, I feel like when I look at this card, something about swimming here as well. Maybe you will find a lot of pleasure in that during this time. But of course, metaphorically, like, you feel like you're just finally in the flow with something, vibing with something. Maybe you felt out of tune with your own life even, and now something, you know, you just feel like you can smoothly float around, and you don't even have to do too much. You just have to stay awake, take a look to the right and left to see where the water is carrying you, to avoid, you know, being smashed against something, some kind of obstacle. You know, just keep your eyes open, but everything is working for you at this time. Everything is so smooth. I also feel like there aren't really any hindrances. Like, yes, it's just literally a relief. It's a state of relief that you're experiencing right now. Everything is slowing down. Not only you internally, but also your life externally is slowing down. Maybe you're on vacation. Maybe you are retiring. Maybe you got rid of a very stressful situation. It's just very pleasant here. We have honesty. And yeah, we can take that literally also as healing. Like you being open to something that is guiding you, some kind of higher source, yet also being honest with yourself. But I feel drawn to look at the sun here again, and these kind of energetic rays, they are also light. There's a lot of light in your reading and water, a lot of sun. We have a sun in the abundance card again. We also have raindrops in the abundance card. This is such an important topic, this mixture of light and water, or sun and rain, warmth and rain, warmth and water. A little bit of earth is here, probably represented by these plants and by the fruits. with the imagination card, I was wondering from the beginning on, because usually it's not a perfectly positive card, because our imagination is often, it's just a fantasy, and it's better to stick to reality only. But I don't know, your reading feels so positive and calm. I can't feel anything negative coming from this imagination card. So I don't even want to look at the word imagination, because it feels like it would ruin something in your reading and make it untrue. I also want to, wipe out this imaginary bubble here and just look at this facial expression of this girl here. Like, she's in awe. And I feel like this is your feeling and your reaction to something. Probably maybe when you receive something, you will be very surprised. You will be very, very happy about something. And really, you could also admire someone, or someone you have been admiring for a long time will give you some kind of attention or present, or just help you with something. And it seems that this all happens because you open up to a part of yourself that maybe you try to block away from yourself, from others, from a higher source, because it was too painful to open this part in your heart. I don't know why your reading is so different than the other ones. It's so extremely calm, and I'm getting suddenly, I never saw this honesty card this way, like a massage. My God, maybe you're going on to some kind of fancy vacation. Often my readings are about, realizing something, understanding some spiritual things. Like, often there is something more profound, but you're reading, maybe you have understood a lot of things already, and now there's, time for a break from everything. Yeah, maybe you will just go to a really fancy vacation where it's warm, hot, where there's a lot of water, where you can swim and get a massage. That's how it feels. It's the whole vibe. Maybe you are moving into such a country or state where it's always quite warm and there's always this feeling of holiday. We have abundance here as well. So you will just feel like you have everything you need, and you have even more than you need. And it's not about only finances or money, material thing. We have just a few coins here. You have more than enough money. But you also have food, you have fruits, you have cake, coffee or tea. There are flowers growing due to the rain and sun. If there was only sun, flowers wouldn't grow. Like, everything is so balanced and everything is so satisfying and complete. It feels like perfection. And again, I just get this feeling like you're entering paradise. Everything here in this reading feels like paradise, like so effortless and so perfect. I never had such an energy in a reading. At the bottom of the deck we have, then it gets a little bit weird, we have lust. And I'm not getting a good feeling from this card, and ignorance. And maybe I feel like for some of you there's some kind of realization about lust, or maybe about a specific person. Maybe you thought someone loved you, but actually it was only lust they had towards you. And you tried to ignore it, tried to only see the positive in a situation. Or maybe there's something in society about lust, or just in the entire humanity, that you tried to ignore because maybe you just didn't like thinking about people this way. But yeah, this will probably change. I don't know why this is coming up here. I'm also getting another thing from the lust card. This is not literally about sexual lust, but some kind of pleasure regarding food. or especially regarding unhealthy food. And that maybe you don't want to think about it. Maybe if you're on a vacation, maybe you just want to enjoy some kind of foods that you usually don't eat, and you don't want to worry about what it will do to your body, something like that. Then we have future, and again, it could literally be that you are moving from a colder place or a place where there is a huge shift in temperature during these seasonal changes. You know, in some countries, it's only like 10-degree change of temperature from each season to season. But, you know, for example, here in Germany, like winter is cold, summer is much warmer. Like there's a difference of approximately, on the average, between 40 degrees, and in other countries, like it's always warm. So maybe you want to move there. Maybe you are trying to project your future into some kind of tropical state. Or this is already becoming a reality for you. Maybe something will just open up and there's a possibility. And for those of you who don't want to move, this could just be that you are literally going on a vacation. And that there's just this feeling of paradise. It's like a tropical paradise. I don't know why your reading is like this. It's just what I'm seeing and feeling here. I feel like I shouldn't go into it any further and stick to this main spread here. I'm gonna pull some sarcastic animal messages for you as well, and those cards are for fun. Please don't be offended by any words here written on the cards. It's really just meant to be funny, sarcastic. And whenever I pull a card, pull an animal, and find my interpretation, of course you can also discard it and just find your own interpretation, your own connection with this animal. We have Budgie. I'm playful and witty, yet sometimes I'm dumb. I feel like this slogan here, I want to ignore it this time because I feel like it doesn't resonate with your reading. It's more about the bird itself. We have another bird here, so maybe there is truly something about birds here for you, especially exotic birds. Maybe you want such a bird as a pet, or you already have one. But mainly I felt when I pulled this budgie card that maybe you will fly to a country where budgies live naturally, which is probably only Australia. Or maybe it's another country where they don't live naturally in free nature, but in a location where this animal has some kind of significance. Maybe someone will give you a budgie. Then we have the snail. I'm homely and leisurely. Okay, so that is obvious. Even though I feel you're not very homely, like it really gives me this vacation vibe or moving. But you know, you feel very slowed down. That was the first thing I said in your reading. Like everything is so slow in a very good way. Everything is so comfortable and perfect. And it also makes me feel like the snail is some kind of vagabond. They don't even need to have a home in a certain spot. It's like they carry their home wherever they go, and that might be the vibe that you're in, that you are always at home and it doesn't matter in which country you are. Then we have the hippo. I'm a hypocrite. And yeah, I don't feel like this is about hypocrisy here anywhere. I don't feel that kind of energy in your reading today. So there could just be a meaning to this animal. Hippos have thick skin. I think they can fight very well. I think they can also run. But I feel like even though they can run, they are often moving quite slow. You could also travel to a country where there are hippos. One more, the cat, I only do what I want. Yeah, I don't know why in your reading I don't feel very drawn to whatever I wrote down here below these animals, only with the snail. Usually I always find a way to integrate the words here into the rest of the reading, but in your reading somehow it is truly about the animals. Maybe there's literally a black cat that will appear, that will have a meaning for you, a specific meaning. Give you some kind of realization. Maybe you will find this cat, meet this cat at this new location. Or, okay, maybe you will feel like you only do what you want, but not in this petulant vibe, not in this, provocative tone, but more like, yes, I finally feel very freed, like I took some very heavy chains off and finally I can do what I want. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here for you. Thank you for watching.